Hello, my divinities. Here we go. Starting our reading off with a little cleansing, making sure we don't have any negative juju around us. Let me light this incense real quick. If you're on this side of Patreon or Facebook, I want to thank you for supporting me. Today we're going to do a whole new storyline, part 1, part 2. The first part will be free. The second part, well, I should rephrase that. Because for the people who are signed up to Patreon, the ones who contribute $1, they get these like a week ahead of time from the ones on Facebook, only because it's a way to show them gratitude for putting aside whatever they can to support me. And so if you're watching this already on YouTube or Facebook, then that means that you signed up to the subscription or I've released it by now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what today's collective story is about. I'm using a new deck that was gifted, so let's try it out. What is today's collective about? Today's collective story. We start with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Two of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. The High Priestess. The Page of Cups. With the Page of Swords and the Sun. King of Pentacles. So, overall energy of Page of Swords. I feel like this is somebody collecting information on a High Priestess, or a High Priestess collecting information about someone else. It could go either way right now. Regardless of who's collecting information on who, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like someone feels called. Their intuition is telling them right now is the time to do this. What it is that they're being called to do, I'm not really sure. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel like someone is really nervous about doing this. There's this feeling of, is it time yet? Or could I wait some more? Does it have to be right now? Could it have to do with a home, or with where either the location someone lives or the family someone lives with? Could have to do with a relationship, or just establishing something together like a business. But we have two pages here. One is collecting information, and the other one is... Okay, so this could go a couple of different ways. It could be that the person that's collecting information, what they need to offer is possibly a love offer or an apology. And the other way I could see this is that one person is collecting information and the other person is focused on their creativity or their connection to spirit. It could work either way. Clarify Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. Page of Pentacles. And this could also be someone deciding to make an offer on a house. Like maybe they're deciding if this is the right place for them. Five of Pentacles and Hermit. Yeah. Nine of Swords. See, I told you. So this is... Someone here is really nervous about this. Maybe this is their first house. Maybe this is their first property. Maybe it's their first relationship. Or maybe it's their first relationship after a big event. If this has to do with asking for a loan regarding a house, we have 6 pentacles here. I think a loan will be given, because Wheel of Fortune indicates good luck. I think a loan will be given, but it'll be smaller than what was expected. So if somebody here is applying for a loan for a home, I think that they're going to get the loan, but they're going to get approved for a smaller amount than they had originally anticipated. That might be where the anxiety is coming in. If this does not have to do with a loan, and it could be somebody observing the other person to either come in and make a love offer or apologize, I feel like they're going to start off with something small. We have 3 pages now: Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. They're going to start off with something small, but they're going to basically show how being left out in the cold has taught them, like, they've grown. With the Hermit here, they feel wiser after this situation, even if it did give them a lot of anxiety. They understand why someone put them out in the cold. And it's like they're coming in ready to not be in that position. Clarify 2 of Pentacles. King of Cups. Clarify 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Swords. Queen of Wands. With the Justice card. Chariot and the Devil. Okay, so I'm going to put multiple scenarios out here. For those of you who are in the market for a home, either selling a home or purchasing a home. This could be your first condo, your first, it might be a lease even. There will be a contract. You will enter a contract soon. But I just don't know how favorable it's going to be with the Devil here. With the Chariot, I guess it's basically saying don't let yourself get run over, because whoever's on the other side of this contract, they're ruthless. Don't let yourself get walked over. So for those of you who are buying a home, this could be a couple, King of Cups, Queen of Wands. They're not a great, they're not well matched, but regardless, if this is somebody who already decided they work well together and they decided to purchase a home, excuse me. With the 2 of Swords, there's some indecisiveness here. 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. It could be that one person wants to go with a different option because they're not getting enough from one place, and the other person is voting for, let's just stay here and choose a less expensive option. There's some indecision there. Now, if this is not regarding a home and it has more to do with a personal connection, then it's either the King of Cups, the one that's the High Priestess energy, intuitive, and they're not giving any signal of how they're feeling to this Queen of Wands, who's possibly the one spying, or vice versa. The Queen of Wands is the High Priestess, and they're not giving any indication to this King of Cups how they're feeling or what they're thinking. That's what makes someone else nervous. They're like, I don't know if I should even come forward, because justice, whoever did the other wrong feels like justice would be for that same thing to be done to them. And so they're a little worried. Clarify 4 of Wands. The Emperor. 3 of Cups. Oof, Ace of Swords reversed. The 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Okay, so we're clarifying the 4 of Wands, and then we get the 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands. the Emperor, the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Swords reversed. What's interesting to me is that we have a lot of fours here. Four of Wands, Four of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Emperor is the four too. 4, 4, 4, 4. This feels a little bit like there's something about the home that's not being made clear. So if you're the one selling it, I would suggest you just be honest about what its problems are, what its issues are, because the next person's going to know that you're not being honest. They might be an expert in homes in some way. You just won't know until they call you out. And if you're the one purchasing a home, whoever you're buying it from may not be honest about what's going on with the house. So either way, whether you're buying or selling, don't rush. Take your time. Think things through. If something needs to be fixed in the home and you're just delaying it because you're like, oh, I'm going to sell it, I would just go ahead and fix it. Because of the Three of Cups, something here, it'll be spread in your social circles. So if you sold a home knowing that there was issues with it, we have the Ace of Swords with the 4, it's the 5, and then we have Three of Cups, which is social circles. I have a feeling there will be gossip in your social circles about what you did. How it'll come out, I don't know, because that's not what I'm seeing here. But I will say that the truth always comes to light eventually. And it's basically saying if you don't say it now, it's going to come out eventually. And it's also going to come out that you didn't want to fix it, that you basically just lobbed your problem off to someone else. And if it's vice versa, then you might be the ones doing this because you were sold a lemon, whether it's a car or a home. I feel it's a home though. Now, if this is a personal relationship, remember we started off with the Five of Pentacles and I said someone was put in the Five of Pentacles and now they're in the place where they understand why they were put there. Could it be the masculine is showing up with the Emperor energy? They're showing up after having done a lot of healing. They're in a much stronger place emotionally. With the Emperor, they feel a lot more settled in their masculinity. But they want to celebrate with someone. It's like they want to, that could be the Queen of Wands. They could come and want to share this with the Queen. With the Ace of Swords reversed, though, they're not going to tell you everything. And that we could kind of already see with the Two of Swords. There's good news that they want to share. I don't know if it's due to their ego because it feels kind of having to do with their ego. They're not going to share everything because, well, maybe it has to do with vulnerability because we have 3 swords here. I think that this is somebody who is truly heartbroken, and that's the part they're not going to share. They're not going to share that the heartbreak pushed them to go heal. They're just going to come back, you know, they want you, whoever the collective is, they want you to see a different side to them. But they're not going to tell you why they want you to see a different side to them. Let's see if the reading tells us. Clarify, High Priestess. Ace of Pentacles. Four of Wands again. So the High Priestess may suspect that they may want to start over. The thing is that this is somebody who's showing up, communicating. Well, I wouldn't say communicating a lot. They're reconnecting with someone, but they're not fully communicating what they want or where they're at. And maybe, you know, let's also not rush because if you think about it, if there's been a period of time where two people don't talk, the person coming in who is trying to make amends, they're not just going to rush into this whole, verbal diarrhea of what they've been through without this person, because they're barely trying to reconnect. Maybe they're afraid of overwhelming the other person. Maybe they're afraid of being laughed at or being ridiculed. So this High Priestess has a suspicion that they might be coming in wanting a new start. But with the Justice card, this High Priestess has learned to be pretty objective. She's not going to jump to any conclusions. She's going to stay in the energy of, I suspect it's this, but I'm going to play it by ear, basically. Base my thoughts and my decisions off of their actions, not what I think it might be. Because she thinks it might be a relationship, but for all she knows, it could just be a business partnership, a friendship. Clarify Page of Cups. Clarify Page of Cups. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, if this is regarding, clarify Page of Cups, if this is regarding a home, we had the Four of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, Justice card, Hanged Man. You will get approved, pre-approved, just not for the amount you wanted. But if you're patient, you will find the right home. You'll know. With the High Priestess, you'll feel this pull. It might be smaller than you had originally intended. There's something about it where you just know this is the one. I don't know how I know, but this is the one. And with the Justice card here, that'll be the right contract for you. But don't rush. Take your time, okay? Now, moving on. So let's do... I feel like that the house thing might have only been at the beginning, because I don't feel like this connects. Well, remember I was talking about gossip. So if you're selling a home and you did not do a very good job, I do see you having to apologize after a lot of gossip has reached you. I think you're afraid of losing money, but I think you would lose more later. Because you're not doing bad. You have enough that you could make the repairs, but it would be dishonest to transfer the home to someone else, knowing that there's repairs that need to be done that you're not investing in. Maybe because they're pricey, instead of just including that in the price of the home or whatever. There's things worth investing in. So if it's something small, I understand you letting it be. But if it's something pretty heavy that you know the new homeowners are going to take a pretty big hit as soon as they move in, yeah, I don't know. That seems very swindler energy. So don't do that, please. Now, second scenario. If this is a personal connection, regardless of whether this is platonic, filial, romantic, I do feel like there was a really rough ending in the past. It left both people feeling maybe bitter, maybe angry, resentful. And so both of you have sworn off not talking to each other, which is why we ended up with the Five of Pentacles. But I feel like one person is, well, not one. I feel like both people. One person grew in wisdom and the other person grew financially. And I feel like they're both sitting here possibly thinking about each other. Let's see. We'll see if that's true. Let's scoot these up. Next row. Ten of Swords, Five of Wands. Ten of Swords, Five of Wands. Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Strength card. Okay. So, Temperance. I think this has bothered both people for a really long time. So with Temperance, it's the time where they're both seeking to make things right. See the cups pouring into one another. It's meeting in the middle, compromising. With the Ten of Swords, remember I told you these two had a very rough ending. This is very painful. Not only was it painful, I feel like there was a lot of challenging each other, a lot of being combative with each other. Possibly both people feeling like the other person wasn't giving enough compared to what they were giving. With the Two of Wands, because this is a Mars, Aries Mars energy, I feel like this is very indicative of both tempers flaring, as well as indicative of kind of both people making plans to live without the other person in their life. And with strength card, they might have done it for some time. But I think eventually it caught up to them. And both are this energy of like, I miss my friend, or I miss my sister, my brother, whoever this is to you, they miss you. They want, and you miss them. This will only resonate with you if you miss this person too. If you don't miss this person, this isn't your story. Clarify Ten of Swords. Eight of Cups. Clarify Ten of Swords. Tower and Nine of Wands. Yeah. Look, there's the High Priestess again. So this feels very much like even when they fell apart, that was very sudden. All right. Getting some gum. I think both people were very confused about why things ended the way they did. Both parties were in the energy of, well, that did not turn out well. I have to walk away from this. That was a disaster, and I have to protect myself from this betrayal, from this hurt. Clarify the Five of Wands. Four of Wands. Page of Swords. Five of Swords again. Wow. High Priestess again. Listen, I have a feeling whoever this is somebody who feels like family. Whether they are family, or whether you treat them like family, or whether they, became a part of your family. Because you know that energy where with family itself, you can have these really intense fights, but then at some point you get to this point where you're like, you know what, I really miss that fucker. Let's apologize. Let's make things right. And then both people are like, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have said that. That's what I feel is happening here. This is a connection that was like, this is a soulmate. And I'm not saying it has to be romantic, because we have soulmates in friendships too. But this person, it's like they were looking for some indication that they weren't the only ones missing you. That held them back for some time, thinking that they were the only ones that cared. Initially, their ego held them back, like, no, well, I don't think they care. But somehow they grew to the point where they're pushing past their ego and saying, you know what? I want to show them I care regardless of whether they miss me or not. And maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. We'll see. And then when they approach, then they find out, yeah, you missed them too. Clarify Page of Pentacles. Strength card, the Hierophant. Now the Ace of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So, see, Strength card showing up twice. I told you. I feel like both people are holding back. Now, we have the Hierophant here. So for some of you, this could have been a child going off to school, to a certain college or university that their parents didn't like. Marrying somebody that their parents didn't like. This could be a sibling getting married into a culture that you disapprove of, or vice versa. This could have been a lover who was married and the other person decided, I don't want to be a part of that. Either way, there's a lot of truth that's going to come out that you didn't know about the situation. So for example, if this is a family member who married someone that the family didn't approve of, I feel like it's going to be like a Mr. Darcy scenario, where the things that they're going to reveal is how much this person is willing to help the family, how much the person is protecting the family. And I feel like the family is going to be a lot more like, oh, okay, maybe we judge them too harshly. Whatever it is, there's something here where somebody thought that they were doing the right thing, but the information that's being conveyed is going to soften them in some way. Clarify the Two of Wands. Let's see. Got the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, King of Wands. Oh, see, this is the king that showed up initially. And the Emperor. Okay, so this is the same person. So somebody here chose, interestingly enough, in the past, they thought they were choosing from the heart, but they weren't. Or at least this is how they presented things. But they're actually manifesting their stability, their security. With the Two of Wands, I have a feeling that there might have always been a plan, because Two of Wands is taking action in what direction you're going to go. Somebody here always had a plan to come back and rebuild something. But I think they came back a lot faster than they initially thought, because there is a lot of sorrow, there's a lot of grief, and someone here finally has the bravery, the courage to express it. Because Aries Mars, there's also this, and I'm brave enough, I feel okay enough going and saying, this is what's going on, this is how I feel. Clarify the Strength card. Judgment, Four of Swords. Two of Pentacles and the Chariot. The World card. Remember how I told you the Strength card came out twice? Both people might have thought it's truly over. We just need to accept that this is over and move on. This is not reflected here. This is just something I'm going to tell you. There's just straight channeling. Both people might have tried to move on, And I think to some extent they did heal from this connection. But I also think that they kept trying, and I don't know why I feel this, but I do. They kept trying to find each other's replacement elsewhere, and they couldn't. That's part of what has them both thinking about each other, because they were a match. You know, before the King of Cups showed up with the Queen of Wands, now they're showing up as the King of Wands. So maybe before they might have felt like they weren't aligned, and now they know that they're aligned. But it had to take them healing something. Maybe reorganizing their priorities, really getting like a strong backbone, deciding, no, this isn't over. I needed to go through some specific ordeals to realize just how happy and fulfilling this connection is for me. Let's see. Let's look at the next rows. Next row. 6 of Cups. 5 of Swords. That 5 of Swords is persistent. Persistent. Justice card also has been pretty persistent. 3 of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. The 9 of Cups. I'm hearing, I don't think I know that song. Hold on, let me look. What song is that? I'm hearing a song in my head, but like the lyrics are very... Ooh, it's 3:45 on the clock right now. I've been seeing, I saw 12:34, I saw 2:45, 2:34, and now I'm seeing 3:45. I love these. Anyways, let's see. I don't know if this is the... I'm hearing almost, it sounds like a children's song, something about make me a wish. But I don't know this song, and sometimes that's a problem. Oh, is it the Pokemon song? Make a Wish? Oh my God, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what song this is. I was trying to see if I could figure it out, but I do not know what song this is. And I keep hearing like a little chant of, almost like it sounds something like, I could not find it, something like a wishmaker, wishmaker, grant me a wish. But I don't know the lyrics. I'm hearing it like in a very, like if it's, it's weird. Anyways, it started playing in my head when I saw this, because I feel like this is a wish granted for both. But the devil here, I don't know that this is going to be a good wish granted. Maybe there's some regrets, because I did see the 5 of Cups a while ago. Maybe both people have regrets, and so they might be given one last chance. Because 9 of Wands is like almost reaching the end of their tether. but giving it one last chance. And here's the Ace of Pentacles, a new start. Let's see, what do the cards say? Six of Cups. Both people have really beautiful memories where they think of the other person, they think of the time they spent together, but both people also don't forget what the other person did to them. With the Justice card being the card that's coming out, I feel like the only way that this could move forward is if both people take accountability for the pain they put the other person through. Because with the Three of Wands, it's like both people can see a future. Both people can see like this could actually turn into something, but it requires us forgiving each other. And truly forgiving. That means, you know, not holding it over someone else's head, not saying, well, remember that time that you did this? You know, it's forgiving. I'm not saying you have to forget, because if it's a pattern, then yeah, you might not want to forget altogether. But true forgiveness means that you're not constantly throwing it in the other person's face and holding it over their head. Let's see. Clarify Six of Cups. The Devil. Knight of Wands. Ten of Cups. Four of Cups. The Five of Pentacles. Look, I'm not going to say it's a bad wish, but we do have the Devil and the Ten of Cups, the Devil and the Nine of Cups. It feels a little bit like whoever is resonating with this is not thinking things through. This might even be someone regretting, I know this is going to sound wild, but I'm going to say it. Someone saying, man, I wish I could have fucked them at least once. I'm just telling you. Someone here's like, I wish I would have fucked them at least once before letting go. They know that would have been like the ultimate, I don't know why mating rituals coming to mind. But they're saying like that would have been the ultimate, you know, moment of our connection. So I'm just going to be real with you. Whoever is on the receiving end of this, the biggest regret someone has is that they didn't get sexually involved with the other person. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm just a messenger. Clarify Five of Swords. The Hierophant. King of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Whoever the masculine is, it is an emperor. They're showing up with all the kings. Oh, and I have to address this. I saw in the comments people are saying that apparently a lot less is expected from an emperor than from an empress. And there seem to be some bitter undertones in those little comments. I think if you know me and you know my style of reading, that's not true. If I call out the Empress often, it's because the majority of my viewers are feminine, which means that I'm addressing my collective when I address the feminine. And if that bothers you, because, you know, a lot of those, that tells me that it applied to you, because, you know, only a hit dog hollers. So If that hurt you, I feel like that kind of indicates how much you need to work on yourself and not be upset that I'm calling out. Why would you be mad at someone trying to make you a better person? These wouldn't be the videos to watch if you don't like that. Okay? So anyhow. So this emperor, they do have to, there's some things here that they need to work on themselves. Because it's almost like if this was somebody who was married, or this was somebody who was let's say that they were a priest, they were somebody who was focused on school, they were whatever they were prioritizing, it did not work out in their favor. And so it's almost like they're sitting here thinking, what good did that do me? What good did that do me? Nothing. It didn't do me any good. They were trying to be practical. I feel like they were trying to do the right thing because the emperor is showing up upright. And there's almost some regret. There's some regret that they did the right thing because they feel like that didn't really pan out. Now, that's part of what they're not going to say. Part of what they're going to choose to keep to themselves is the fact that doing the right thing this time around didn't really help them or get them further along in life. Clarify justice. 9 of Wands. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. The Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups here twice. So like I said, this will only resonate with you if you are in a forgiving mood. Because I feel like both people are going to forgive each other. Ultimately, I think it was connected to doing the right thing, but it also happened because both people were very guarded. Both people were kind of giving to each other, but not fully. And even what little they did give felt amazing. It healed a big portion of their heart. So it's almost like they understand we were supposed to meet. Now, I don't know if that means y'all were supposed to stay together, but for sure, both people know that they were supposed to meet. And so I think that they've come around to appreciating the contact they did have. And they don't want to end on bad terms. That neither person wants to have bad blood between them. Clarify 3 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. The Sun. If a future is mentioned more, I don't see it being like a heavy mention. It's not like this, emperor's going to come back and propose or anything. I'm not saying that. Especially if it's a family member, they're definitely not going to do that. But I do feel like somebody's coming back wanting to include each other in their future. That's both want this. Both people remember how happy the other person made them. With the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like both people are ready to invest in each other. Both people are ready to put in more energy, more time. Because remember, I said in the past, they both kind of held back. They both were not fully in. If there was someone in this equation that was married, I feel like they're single now. But I do want to remind you, I'm sorry about the noise. If y'all can hear that, there's people moving out and about. But I want to I want to warn you because I feel like some feminines may be concerned if the other person doesn't talk about why things ended or how they ended. I have a feeling it went really, really badly. And they might be embarrassed. Now, if that is a big point for you and you need to know, then I suggest you take it slow. Give this person time to get to the point where they want to share that. But don't pressure them. Don't make it an ultimatum that they have to tell you for anything to move forward. If you just don't feel comfortable moving forward yet, if they tell you they're not comfortable talking about that yet, then that's fine. And if that's a must for you, then just don't move forward, you know? But don't make it an ultimatum. Just say, I think that we need to take our time. If that's still a sore wound for you, let's not touch that, but let's give you time to heal. But I do feel divine timing is, we start off with Wheel of Fortune, comes up again. Because it feels like now it's the time for these two people to work together in harmony. Clarify Ace of Cups. Ten of Wands. King of Cups. The Moon. Let's see, Queen of Wands. This ending that happened really propelled the Queen to do a different type of healing. I feel like they both progressed in different areas of their life. But once upon a time, this Queen thought we are perfect for each other, and then that got blown up. But she still felt like it taught her a lesson. It helped her grow. With the Ten of Wands, I do feel like both people really carried a lot of burden, a lot of guilt, a lot of like embarrassment over their behavior. They might have triggered each other, and so they might have shown their worst sides to each other. And they were both sitting here mortified, like, how could I behave like that? How could I speak to them like that? And that's just it. That's part of the reason why they feel this pull to come together. Just be careful, because remember, the devil showed up here. The devil showed up here. It could be that this is still a karmic lesson. It could be that y'all aren't done with this lesson. Next row. Oh. The Hanged Man. Knight of Wands. Five of Cups. The Moon. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. Okay. I feel like this is a, you know how, I don't know how old you had to be, but I'm from the 80s. I was born in the 80s. And there used to be, when I was in school, there used to be these stories called Choose Your Own Adventure Story, right? And I feel like this is a choose your own adventure life path. Because the devil is showing up in the clarifiers because there's a possibility that this could go toxic. It's almost a, think of it like this. Think of it like two people who were meant to work on a project together. The project went south. They both walk away. But when they walk away, they both realized, oh, you know what? I had forgotten to do this. And the other person's like, oh, you know what? I didn't do that. So it's almost like the universe is giving them another chance to come back together, but it doesn't guarantee anything. It's up to them whether it goes right or it goes wrong. With the Seven of Wands, a lot of this is going to come down to how well do you stand your ground? How well do you set boundaries and enforce them? Because someone here really regrets that. I feel like both people look at the other person, like the one that got away. And in Spanish, there's a saying, donde fuego hubo, cenizas quedan. Where there once was a fire, there's still hot coals. And this is that type of connection. It once was a fire, but it's not completely out. There's still a little bit of spark. But the thing is, I think the advice is don't rush. Don't move in too quickly. Take your time. If things move forward way too quickly, it will lead back to sorrow, grief. Because at the Moon card, I feel like there's things that both people are supposed to address before they start over. Maybe there's things they're supposed to clear the air about. There's things they're supposed to bring honesty, transparency to. And if they move too quickly, they won't give each other the chance to do that. Clarify, Hanged Man. Get Hierophant. Eight of Pentacles. Oh, High Priestess reverse, Chariot reverse, King of Swords. Okay. And here it is. Here it is. The Eight of Cups. So this is saying you might want to hold your horses. If the person coming towards you is part of a marriage, when they come to you, they might say that they're done, that they're tired. But I'm not going to say that they're lying, because I don't feel like they're lying. I feel like they're lying to themselves. Because they want to leave. They want to be out, but they're not fully done yet. So if you rush into things with them, you'll later find out that they weren't really done. The High Priestess reversed, they're just not going to tell you. Or they might come towards you telling you things like, my marriage is over, yada, yada, yada. And if you ignore your intuition, you might end up in a bad spot. But if your intuition tells you, okay, they're saying their marriage is over, but does that mean they're divorced? Or they mean, like, emotionally they feel like their marriage is over? Clarify. Don't sit there with doubts. Don't sit there with assumptions and implications. If something is implied, question. Because of the Chariot and the King of Swords reversed, this king, I feel like there's someone who has the potential to be an emperor, but an emperor does not behave this way. So this may be somebody who's still struggling at integrating their shadow, because it's like they have this determination of, I'm going to say anything to get the collective back, because they do regret losing the collective. But do they regret losing the collective to the point where their life is going to change? I don't know about that. Clarify, Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords. Page of Cups. Justice. See, I have a feeling that they might say that they're getting a divorce, but that's not going to be the full truth. Or maybe they are getting a divorce, but they're not telling you that it's going to take a lot of time for that to go through. Maybe they're fighting for custody. Maybe they're negotiating alimony. There's something here about they want things quick because it makes them feel better. And so this is going to be a test for the collective. Have you learned to set boundaries and stand by them? If you have, this could eventually develop into something good. Because maybe this person needs to learn to, step on the brakes a little bit. Wait. Make sure you settle this before you move on to the next. Don't get caught up in the moment and react out of emotion. Clarify 5 of Cups. So I'm feeling this is somebody who's really good at being charming and possibly being seductive. Look, 5 of Cups twice. Clarify 5 of Cups. I'm just going to put this one reversed. 2 of Wands reversed because it felt that way. 5 of Wands. Okay. I hesitated to say this before, but I'm going to say it now. I feel like there's somebody who's going to come towards you because maybe they are going through a divorce. They're going through a really bad spot. And what do they remember? They remember how the collective comforted them. They remember how the collective made them happy. They remember how the collective was such a source of inspiration and support. But they might not have any real plans to establish something long-term. Maybe they want to be held. Maybe they just need, intimate contact. Make sure you challenge what they say. Make sure you verify what they say. If they say something like, I'm not just here for, for a good time. Oh, good. Then we can wait before we get into that. Clarify the moon. Page of Wands. Clarify the moon. I was going to say something, but I'm going to wait. The Fool, the Sun card. 4 of Wands. So, you know how I told you guys at the very beginning, we started off with something that had to do with a house, right? This person may be somebody who is a baby emperor. And I'm saying baby emperor because we've gotten all 4 pages. We've got the Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. This may be a baby emperor, which would explain their behavior. They're very, I feel like they're impulsive. They're very slow to give. Kind of like a child. Like they're very slow to give you something, but they're quick to demand what they want. And I feel like the house has something to do with delaying them, which might be why they won't tell you what's going on. If they're trying to sell a house or they're trying to buy a house. If this is somebody getting a divorce, they most likely are trying to sell a house. And if the house is what settles the divorce, then there might be a delay. Look, 3 4s again. 4 4 4. Yeah. So they might want to rush because they're tired of being in this situation. But I would suggest to the collective, wait. Because the fact that it's warning us they might not be done means that they might end up, if this is somebody impatient and it's somebody who can't be without a partner, they might go back to whoever they're divorcing. Clarify Ace of Pentacles. Let's see. Death card. Ten of Swords. Six of Cups. Nine of Cups. Okay. So this is not only a lesson on boundaries, it's a lesson on restraint. It's a lesson on just because something feels good and makes you happy, doesn't mean you have to jump on it. For example, like there's a time and a place for everything, right? Like let's say that you go to a funeral, and at the funeral, you receive an email or a text from a position that you've always wanted, and they're offering it to you. That would be the inappropriate place to celebrate, right? It doesn't matter how excited you are. You to be very careful to not let that show on your face, because you're not in the right place for it, right? Okay, so this is connected, because it doesn't matter how happy this person makes you. What they're offering is real, but they might be impatient because maybe they've been without their partner for some time. Maybe they've missed the collective. Either way, but this is a death. A death is in the middle. Right now, they're in the middle of grieving a death, and they're in the middle of putting it to rest. This isn't the time to celebrate a new beginning. Let them finish mourning the death. Let them finish processing it. Do not become their crutch, because otherwise they'll take all that pain and just store it away. And they'll never fully get over this connection yet because they haven't fully grieved it. Let them grieve it. Let them go through it. You can be there as a friend for now. Draw boundaries. Don't let it move forward until you're pretty certain, by the way this person expresses themselves, by how their energy feels, that they have released the past. Okay? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and stop part 1 here, and we are going to move forward to part 2 on Patreon and on the subscriber side on Facebook. So if you are already a subscriber, I will see you on the other side. And if you're not subscribed, I hope to see you there eventually. Love you guys. Bye-bye.